Happy Friday, friends! It's Origin PC Live! Hey, I'm Alexis with Origin PC, community lead here at Origin PC. And I want to thank, before we go forward, our good friends at TC Helicon for hooking us up with their new product, the Go XLR, which they will be announcing and showing off at TwitchCon. It is awesome. We're using it now. I'm going to be talking about it on my Check This Out in a future episode when I can. But it is sweet. Check them out, tchelicon.com.
They're announcing it at TwitchCon? Or
announcing it at TwitchCon.
Did you just announce it right now?
No, they've announced it. They just haven't shown what it is. They haven't shown the product or discussed the intricate details.
We've seen things before.
We're one of the
people?
first 15 people to have it.
I've seen
only 15 people have it, and we're one of them.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Yeah. Sweet. I'm Kevin Washulewski, CEO, co-founder of Origin PC, and if I win the Mega Millions, I'm going to give everyone watching this show $1 million.
$1 million.
Everybody right now watching this show.
Kev, you might want to get a little bit closer to your
$1 million. If I win the Mega Millions.
Slide that way. So you can get closer. There you go. Perfect.
Hi.
Beautiful. All right, here's a quick recap for the new viewers of Origin PC Live. This is a show where we talk about the latest in gaming, geek news, and what we're up to. We'll chat it up with a special guest today who is Dallas Dickinson from QC Games, the makers of Play Breach. It's an upcoming action RPG, third person, and it's so cool. I've seen some footage of it, and it is absolutely incredible. You can go check it out for yourself.
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We are watching the chat, so I'll be answering your comments. Crucian, Evil, yes, you're going to hold me to it. Hold me to it. That's all good. Hopefully the volume is better now. If not, let us know. But yeah, interact with us during the show. And at the end of the show, we're going to be answering some of your questions. And we're going to announce the Post of the Week winner who's winning a copy of Hunt Showdown on PC.
Nice.
Hunt.
Let's kick off the show, shall we? Our first story is about Call of Duty having a big launch on PC. Last week, Call of Duty Black Ops 4 launched on PC via Blizzard's Battle.net. It marked the first time the series launched on Blizzard's platform. At launch, digital sales of Black Ops 4 on PC were double last year's World War II. Congrats to our good friends over. Across multiple platforms, Black Ops 4 broke Activision's previous digital sales record with most day one sales via digital platforms. Thoughts on Black Ops 4's successful PC launch and new digital sales record, Kevin?
My thoughts are rest in peace, single player.
I know.
They've obviously
sad.
Are not going to go back to single player.
It's obvious.
It's amazing. Congrats to the team. That's amazing digital sales record.
Have you tried it yet?
It's already $1 billion franchise. I have not tried it. I did
good.
check out the streams, watch them streams. I watched people playing the Battle Royale mode. So, a lot of this has to do with Battle Royale mode and Blizzard's Battle.net, but congrats. What an amazing feat.
I know.
They're already, huge numbers, and they beat those numbers. Crazy.
That is insane.
Crazy.
So reminder to those folks watching at home, on OriginPC.com, we're offering a new promo. You want to tell them about it?
We are. This game, you might have heard of it. You might have already ordered it.
Perhaps.
Call of Duty. We're giving away a copy of Call of Duty if you get select 8th gen or 9th gen Intel CPUs with your Origin PC. So a free copy of Call of Duty.
Black Ops 4.
Freezy.
Try it out.
100% free.
The game's awesome. How about you, Chad? Have you guys tried it out? Let us know your thoughts on Black Ops 4. I know a lot of you are here for our stream, and I hope you guys are enjoying it as much
somebody
as we are.
saying definitely one of their favorite Call of Duty games.
Ooh, nice. Hello
Your
from
favorites.
Greece. Hello, Greece.
What's up, Greece?
I've been celebrating Greece as well, or playing in Greece in Assassin's Creed, which is I'll
nice.
talk more in my Eat Sleep Game Repeat. What's next, Kev?
Already prestiged. Oh, dang. Our next story is about the digital storefront making a splash. Discord launched their game store earlier this week. Congrats to that team. Great team. It's now in public beta, available to everyone. The store includes new games that are available first on Discord. That includes games such as At Sundown, Minion Masters, and Bad North. Those 3 games are exclusive on Discord right now. Amazing. Discord also expanded their Nitro service, a monthly membership with a game catalog of critically acclaimed games such as Metro Last Night and FTL, Inside, great game, and more.
Nice.
Alexis, what do you think about Discord's new service?
I could not be happier for them. I've known about this for a while. They've been working diligently on it. They've been doing a lot of research, a lot of networking at events. I'm good friends. We're both good friends with a lot of the folks over at Discord, so we're very, very happy for their launch. The store itself is super clean and cool. Discord's already something that everyone uses. It makes perfect sense to offer a game store there. And now you could join your friends that you have on Discord automatically if you see them that they're playing a game. You can load games that you have in other stores onto the Discord store, onto your Discord library, so you can launch directly from Discord. It's becoming a real all-in-one service, and it's taking the internet by storm. So congratulations to our friends at Discord.
It's funny, everybody's trying to do everything. Steam is trying to do Discord. Discord is trying to do Steam. But it makes perfect sense. They have a great team. They have a great platform. They're doing something different with their games first on Discord. And yeah, I mean, they have what? Over, you know how many users they have? I don't want to misquote the number.
No, it's a lot, though.
They have
I don't know the
millions of users. We know that for sure. Lots and lots of users. So it only makes sense that you can now purchase games right there on the platform. So that's awesome.
I can't wait for Slack's game store.
And, you know, for all of us involved here, the more people selling games, the more they're going to compete with each other. The more they're going to run sales.
That's true.
The better for us. The better for all of us.
I didn't even think of that. That's a good thinking. Man, the sales are going to be outrageous. That's good. That's good thinking.
Yeah. So whenever a new game comes out, I do my search on the internet. Check out Steam. Check out Green Man Gaming. Check out Discord. Check out who's got the best price. Yep.
So now for some awesome Origin PC news. Earlier this week, we launched our all-new Neuron Gaming desktop, featuring a steel exterior, a tempered glass side panel, and 3 different system orientations, 2 vertical and 1 horizontal. You can outfit the Neuron with the latest CPUs from Intel, AMD with Frostbite liquid cooling, add an NVIDIA GeForce RTX GPU up to dual RTX 2080 Ti GPUs. You can also get the professional M-Class workstation desktop with the new Neuron case as well for our professionals out there. What do you think about the new Neuron and M-Class, Kev? It is finally here. Been working so hard on this.
The easiest way to describe our new chassis. By the way, all of our chassis now, all of our desktops.
I know,
all of our desktops have exclusive chassis.
Yeah, we did it. Woohoo!
The easiest way to explain this new product is if you take our Kronos and you take our Millennium, you put them together and you produce a baby chassis. This is what it would be like.
It's essentially a bigger Kronos with a tempered side glass panel.
Yes, exactly. It's some of the great features of our Millennium, the tempered glass,
the toolless
upgradability, and then the great feature of our Kronos, all steel chassis, magnetic feet, so you can change the orientation. So you put those 2 things together, and that's basically our Neuron chassis. Comes in different colors, internal and external, HD UV printing. Yeah, it's a really nice case. I love it.
It's now become my new favorite case. Everything we launched, though, it's like, this is my new favorite. But it is so sweet. It's the perfect size. It could fit everything inside of it, and it looks gorgeous. I love the tempered glass.
If you want to go small, go Kronos. And then if you want a little bit more expandability, you want to add a capture card in there or a second GPU, then the Neuron is the next best option.
And if you want to have all those things and more, Millennium and Genesis is your target.
Yeah. If you want to have it all, you go with Genesis or Millennium.
Yeah. What's next?
Kicking off our Geek News is a report about the Flash movie getting pushed back all the way to 2021.
Well, I guess he doesn't run that fast.
Oh, that's good. I guess the Flash is not that fast, says Kuzi. While not officially greenlit, Variety reported that the Flash movie starring Ezra Miller will be pushed back to 2021 due to his involvement with Fantastic Beasts series. Nothing is official yet. Warner Brothers have yet to make an announcement on future DC movies about Flash, Batman, and Superman. So I guess this is like unofficial, not official. We don't know, but it's pushed back, but not officially. I don't know. But it has been pushed back. That's the news that's out there now. What do you think about this, Kuzi?
I was really looking forward to this movie. Flash is one of my favorite DC characters, and I really wanted to see what they would bring to the table. And now we don't get to see it for a very long time. I don't even know if I'll be that interested anymore by the time 2021 kicks in.
It's going to be old news by then.
I know. Honestly, DC's been needing to step it up for a while. Marvel's been killing it in theaters. Their cinematic team is incredible. The movies they've been coming out with are incredible. I was really hoping that The Flash would reinvigorate DC, but now seeing it pushed back, it's... Come on, guys. Do something out there. That sucks. I was looking forward to this movie more than any other DC movie.
Yeah, it's disappointing, but there's so much other content out there.
There is.
There's so many games and movies. We'll just flash over to something else instead.
For the final story, it looks like Iron Fist will not be getting a Season 3 on Netflix. Last weekend, Marvel and Netflix announced that the Iron Fist has been canceled and would not be getting a third season on Netflix. Iron Fist is the first Marvel Netflix show to get canceled. Despite the cancellation, Marvel and Netflix confirmed that the character of Danny Rand, aka Iron Fist, would continue, leaving the door open for the character to appear in other Marvel Netflix shows. Thoughts on the news, Kevin?
Never like to see somebody get their show canceled.
It's a bummer.
But I wasn't a viewer of this show, so I don't know too much about it, honestly. But to my previous point, there's so much other content out there.
That's true.
At the end of the day, watch something else.
So I have a theory on this. It's weird because this season, I wasn't a big watcher of it either. It's probably my least favorite of the Defenders series. But it had better viewing or better ratings or more views than it did the first season. So it was successful. I think that the reason that they're canceling this is because of the Disney streaming service.
Oh, possibly.
I think it might make a resurgence there, and I think they might do the same. I wouldn't be surprised if they pull a lot of those Marvel shows from Netflix and other streaming platforms to put it on their own once that releases.
I was down on that Disney service when they announced it. I was like, man, I'm not paying for another service. This is a mistake. And then they announced the Bounty Hunter. The Bounty Hunter show.
Yeah.
I'm all in on the Disney service. I'm ready to sign up. Take my money.
You're going to have exclusive Star Wars content on there. You're going to have exclusive Marvel content on there.
Yeah.
How can you say no to any of that?
So let's all just prepare our wallets for yet another subscription service.
Another sub-service. Up next is recent releases.
Special shout out to Blue Microphones for these incredible mics we use every week.
Blue.
Kicking off recent releases, you may have heard of this latest entry into the fighting series. Soul Calibur 6 is now on PC. It's on PC in 4K glory.
I cannot believe it.
Crazy.
And we'll be streaming this next week.
We're going to stream it next week live. Origin PC Plays. Look for more information on that. It's out on PC and other platforms. Revisit the events of the first Soul Calibur and the story mode, the awesome story mode, as well as multiplayer modes featuring new and returning characters. Of course, the Witcher series makes an appearance. Everybody knows about that. We can't wait to see that.
Geralt
you can even make your own character. I mean, the graphics are just so nice.
I know. I cannot wait to see this on PC. I played it already. I got to play it at PAX East with Mighty Mouse, and it was a ton of fun. And I don't know if that was on PC. I don't think it was. It didn't seem like it was. So I'm so excited to give this a whirl. Like Kevin said, we're going to be streaming this next week. Sydney and Lewis are probably going to be taking the reins since I'll be at TwitchCon. Stay tuned to our social media for more info on that. We're also going to do giveaways of the keys. We have tons of keys to give away thanks to Bandai Namco in the chat during that stream. So tune in, watch it if you want a chance to win this on PC.
What is the saying that Soul Calibur has? Like the story is always...
Oh, I forget.
What it is.
Oh, by the way, those keys that we're going to be giving away are the Digital Deluxe Edition. Kevin confirmed that earlier today.
Digital Deluxe version worth $89.99.
Yeah, so tune in, watch us. It's going to be an awesome show.
The game and all the season passes.
Someone said 12 people are watching. Yes, that's on YouTube. We are also streaming live, and this gives me the opportunity to say we're streaming live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Mixer, and kind of Facebook. We tried it again. We thought the issues got fixed over there. Sorry, Facebook friends that are watching. We know there's issues over there. But we're streaming across all the platforms, so thank you everyone that's watching across all our social platforms. We love you.
And if I win the Mega Millions, that's $12 million just on YouTube alone.
Yeah, I know. Amazing.
It's a lot.
Also releasing this week is Starlink Battle for Atlas on Xbox One, PS4, and the Switch. Fight across the galaxy in your starship of choice, where you can use real-life toys in-game. In the Switch version of the game, you can play as Star Fox with his R-Wing, finally making an appearance back in video games. Star Fox is here. Well, I mean, I guess he's in all those. What's that game called again on Nintendo? Smash Bros.
Smash Bros.
This looks pretty cool.
I played it at E3.
Mm-hmm.
It's not my favorite. Let's just say that.
Oh, no, really?
I don't want to say anything bad about any publishers or games, but
that was at E3. That was pretty early, wasn't it?
I mean, you customize your ship and everything. You have a physical ship, but it's not my cup of tea. I'm a Soul Calibur person this week.
Yeah, Soul Calibur it is. What's next?
Oh, what is next? Next, we need more Lego games. Lego DC Supervillains on PC and other platforms. Make your own villain as you join the popular DC villains and this new entry to the Lego DC games, including Lex Luthor, the Joker, of course, Harley Quinn, of course, and more. You can also play co-op, just like all the other ones.
Yeah.
And you can uncover the secrets of the Justice Syndicate.
I love the writing in these Lego games. It's so funny.
They're always
hilarious.
The comedy is like on point.
Yeah, and they do such a good job. And they're such long games. They have so much content to fit in. So someone asked what are the streaming times next week to tune in? For Soul Calibur, it's going to be Soul Calibur 6 stream will be on Wednesday at 4 p.m. EDT Eastern Time. That's what we'll be giving away keys. On Friday, since I will be at TwitchCon, and Kevin will have the Red Fever. We're going to do a special...
The Red Dead Fever.
A special Origin PC Plays on Friday. Lewis is going to give a walkthrough tutorial on how to stream your console games using an Origin PC and taking advantage of that by streaming a little known game. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, called Red Dead Redemption 2.
I hope he streams online so I can hunt him down.
So tune in on Friday. So writing out the recent releases this week is Jackbox Party 5.
Another one? Nice.
On PC and other platforms. Play 5 new party games with friends, including a new version of You Don't Know Jack, Split the Room, and more. You and your friends can play using your phone, tablet, and PC all at the same time, so no need for extra controllers. These games are such fun party games.
You really played, cool. Right?
Yes, I have
these
a ton
games
of time.
Awesome. Everybody just joins in with
What's
their
up,
controller.
Baska? How you doing?
I didn't know another one's out, so that's sweet. More content.
More content.
I wish there was a Jackbox season pass. I could just give them $100 and just give me all of them when they come out.
Someone says, I always enjoy these streams. Thanks. Oh, we're so grateful that you enjoy them. Thanks for coming out every week. Up next is Blatant Plug of the Week.
I wonder what he could be talking about.
Our October promo. We are in the middle of the month. The October promo is still going on, so check it out. Deals sweeter than Halloween candy. Free U.S. ground shipping, free $50 Origin PC Visa gift card, free digital Steam key for Scum, the first time we've offered Scum in one of our promos, digital copy of Call of Duty Black Ops 4 with Intel Core 8th Gen or 9th Gen CPU, free Star Trek Online Gamma Vanguard starter pack, and a free digital Steam key for Shroud of the Avatar. Check that out on OriginPC.com.
It says there over $350 in value. I think we might even be lowballing.
Yeah, I think that might be lowballing. For sure.
It's a lot of value.
Since we added the digital Steam key of Black Ops 4, it might have gone higher.
Yeah.
The Neuron launch, we talked about it. There it is in all its glory. Look how gorgeous that case is. It is the child of our Neuron, or our Chronos and Millennium. It is beautiful. It sits right in between it. It looks just like the Chronos, at least from the style, but it is much bigger. It's got a tempered side glass panel. You can fit up to 2 GPUs in it and any CPU of choice. It is gorgeous. I have seen it in person. We'll probably be showing it off in a future episode of Origin PC Live. Check it out on OriginPC.com to learn more and watch our video on YouTube as well.
Yeah, if you check out the configurator, you can see the different colors that we offer, all the different options.
Oh, play Breach in the house.
It's awesome.
Play Breach love.
Breach. What up?
Giving love to our Neuron. Thank you. So, the NVIDIA RTX 2070 graphics reinvented.
Oh, that's right. That
RTX on and on. That also launched this week. So now 2070 is now available. The 2080 and the 2080 Ti have been available for a bit. Now the 2070 is available, lower price point. Extremely powerful card and ray tracing available. The RTX games are going to start pouring in. We have a list of some of the games coming out, and they're going to come quicker than you think. So if you're thinking it's time for an upgrade, you're looking for a new GPU anyways, definitely go with the 20 series. They're extremely powerful cards on their own, but with the ability to have RTX capabilities, it's going to give you the ability to enjoy all these new games with this new technology that's going to change the way gaming is. Kevin and I got to experience this firsthand, and we were blown away, and we hope you will be too.
And we're gonna share more information on ray tracing. We're gonna give some demos.
Yeah.
So future streams. Check out our future streams. We're gonna
a lot of
some
future
gameplay.
content.
We're gonna be explaining more about the technology. It's gonna be really cool. But we've seen the technology firsthand. We've seen a bunch of stuff behind closed doors, and it's mind blowing. It changes the game, and the new 2070 just makes it a lot more affordable.
Yeah, for sure. Last but not least, we launched a new giveaway. If we're just talking about RTX, well, here's your chance to win a PC with one inside of it. Our friends over at Samsung are throwing a Blizzard game night over at BlizzCon. To celebrate that game night, they are giving away an Origin PC with their Samsung M.2 and SSDs. Load fast, play fast. Anyone that knows anything about SSDs knows that Samsung is killing the game. That 970 Pro M.2 is so fast. Your PCs load up so quick. It's mind-blowing. Look at some of the tests online. I've always said this time and time again, but an SSD was the single best upgrade I've ever made to my PC because it's something I saw an immediate difference in. So sign up to win this extremely capable and fast PC. You can sign up to that at www.originpc.com/Samsung-BlizzCon. You can sign up right now. We'll be announcing the winners at the last day of BlizzCon, which is in 2 weeks from now, I believe.
Yes, Saturday, November something.
Yes. But you can sign up right now, and this PC also has an RTX 2080 Ti inside of it, so a beast of a system.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
2080 Ti?
Yeah, Samsung killed it.
I'm going to be at the Samsung game event. I'll be at BlizzCon. Can't wait for both of these things to happen. I'll be on stage. There'll be special guests there that we'll be announcing. It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be really cool. All right, up next, it's...
Eat, Sleep, Game, Repeat. Oh, the Eat, Sleep, Game, Repeat twins are here. Now let's talk about Eat, Sleep, Game, Repeat. I should have done the hat and
glasses right there.
Where you can talk about the games we're playing. This segment is sponsored by the Origin PC Gear Shop, where you can get your own Eat, Sleep, Game, Repeat t-shirt. You could be twinsies with us.
Twinsies.
Alexis, what do you Eat, Sleep, Game, Repeating this week?
Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I'm still going on it. As you remember, I played this early access the 2 days before it launched, or a day before it launched.
That's you right there.
It is so fun. I am still playing it. I'm only level 26. I haven't even scratched the surface. I'm about halfway through levels. I think I've uncovered maybe less than half of the map. There's still so much to go. After giving this, I think I've put in about 20 to 25 hours, maybe a little bit more. I think it's safe for me to say this, and I've been thinking it for a while. I just didn't want to hold off. This is absolutely one of the best video games I've ever played.
What?
Yep. It is a tremendous RPG. It's by far the best Assassin's Creed I've ever played. It's such a well-done RPG. It really reminds me of The Witcher. Now, The Witcher is one of my favorite RPGs ever, open-world RPGs ever, but it takes everything from The Witcher that made it good and then improves on so much of it. The Witcher mechanics, for those that aren't used to Witcher games, can be kind of daunting at first, but this has excellent action combat mechanics, and it is such a well done RPG. I'm enjoying it thoroughly. The whole progression feels great. The story is amazing. The graphics are beautiful. Swimming and sailing are incredible experiences. The combat is such a delight. It is so much fun. Nice. I'm having such a great time with this game. Plus, I love ancient Greece. I think that has a lot to do with my review of it, because ancient Greece is such a cool setting to me, and I just can't say enough good things about this game. If you haven't played, or if you've been on the fence about this, I highly recommend checking it out. It's definitely one of the best games I've ever played.
Dang. Wow. So you're halfway through?
That's probably the best review I've ever given.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm stunned here. So you're about halfway through the game?
Not even. I don't even think I'm close to
halfway through.
No.
And you're not burned out at all? It's not repetitive?
At all. Not even close.
You're
I've been
still
putting
loving
in...
it?
Yeah.
Nice.
I've been putting in hours into it every night. and I've been enjoying it a lot. The story's really wrapped me. I'm playing, so you get a choice.
Male or female?
Female, playing Cassandra.
Oh, nice.
And it's good. It's
I'm waiting
really,
to
really
play
good.
because Red Dead's coming up.
I know.
I'm gonna have the Red Dead fever.
You've been doing a lot of trips.
I'm also been traveling all over the world, so I did have a little small window of a couple weeks to play, like right now. But I said, no, I'm gonna wait.
You wouldn't be able to finish it before Red
Yeah,
Dead.
I
I don't even
can't
think I'm
finish.
gonna be able to finish it before Red Dead. And
What are
there's
you
no
gonna
way
do?
I'm gonna play
What
Red
are you
Dead.
gonna do?
I'm gonna be at TwitchCon when I come back.
I'm
That's
waiting
it.
until I get my 2080 Ti because I don't have mine yet because they're in such high demand.
Yeah, it's
that,
crazy.
I'm waiting. So I'm gonna get mine eventually. I'm also gonna upgrade my monitor to something 4K G-Sync HDR 144 hertz.
Nice
So
choice.
pairing that monitor with a 2080 Ti in the future, playing Assassin's Creed, I can't wait. So I'm waiting to play that one a little bit.
What are
later.
you playing?
This week I'm playing 2 games.
Ooh.
I don't have as epic a review of my first game that you do.
No, it's hard to
Assassin's
follow
Creed.
that. I'm sorry.
It's hard to follow that review of your game. But Mark of the Ninja Remastered. Mark of the Ninja has been out, I think, maybe 3 or 4 years on Steam. Maybe it was early access, but it's been out there for a while. But now they have a remastered version. Goes up to 4K textures. The backgrounds have been redone. The cutscenes have been redone. So this is, as you can see, a 2D side-scroller, but it's also a ninja stealth game. There's some RPG-ish elements where you do find loot, and or not loot, but you find things, you get points, and then you can use those points to upgrade and get different skills. So I'm loving it so far. Super fun to play. The action is tight. I mean, the controls are tight. The actions, it's definitely stealthy though. So if you don't like stealth games, you're not going to like this because you do have to go in and be a little patient and time your moves and whatnot. But it's, you know, you feel like a ninja.
It looks super cool.
It's pretty sweet. And the other game I'm playing, going to be playing tonight, is Soul Calibur 6. So Soul Calibur 6.
Every time I see the beginning of this intro, I think it's Assassin's
yes.
Creed Odyssey.
I can't think of the voice of Soul Calibur. The guy always says like the same thing, like the legend or whatever it is.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And the story and the legend continues or something like that. But I'll be playing that game tonight for sure.
This Soul Calibur. Who's your favorite character in Soul Calibur in the past ones? I forgot the name of him, but I know what he has.
I don't know who my favorite character is. I
Right.
just like playing the single player mode and then playing the mode and then like unlocking different weapons and unlocking different skins and playing all the. I like to play all the different characters.
Yeah, the
I
dude
jump
with
around.
I forget his name. The guy with the nunchucks. That's my favorite.
Oh yes.
Maxie. There you go. Thank you, Lewis. Yeah, he's my favorite. I kill it with that guy. That's probably who I'll be playing in this one. But I also have to try Geralt for sure. All right,
Yeah,
up next.
I'll be playing Geralt.
Yeah.
We all know that.
Up next is Check This Out. Thank you, Elgato, for providing the Stream Deck and Capture card in our streaming PC. And check this out. Check them out at elgato.com for some awesome streaming accessories. And check this out. We'll be talking about anything we've been checking out. This includes movies, TV, music, tech, gadgets, apps, software, etc. Chat, what have you been checking out? Any cool music, movies, or TV shows that you've been checking? Let us know in chat right now. Kevin, what have you been doing?
Yeah, let us know what you're playing, or sorry, what you're doing, what you're checking out. But I've noticed that you're also telling us what you're playing. So people are playing this game called Fortnite. Never heard of it? Fortnite. And also Breach, of course. People are going to be playing Breach tonight.
Tell us what Fortnite is. Super curious.
Fortnite, I think it's a game with a fork and a knife or something like that. I don't know.
Ah.
So I'm going to give you my check this out right now.
Oh.
So,
what is this fancy schmancy?
So Apple has announced or actually a while ago, Apple announced their charge pad where you're going to be able to charge your AirPods, your iPhone, and your watch all in one pad.
I've heard of it.
I think it was a year ago or over a year ago. Fast forward to a year later, they still don't have the product out yet. But this other company, has already come up with theirs. I backed them on Indiegogo, and they've now come up with the product. I bought a black one and a white one, so I have one on my nightstand. Isabel has one on her nightstand. And every night we just charge all of our devices wirelessly on this pad. Here it is. It's called the Plux charger. So it does have a plug here that runs your one cable. So it has one plug to plug into your wall, but then you can just plop your phone right here.
Oh, and
Plop
this
your AirPods over here.
wirelessly
Plop
charges
your watch
all your
right here.
devices. Got
Actually,
it.
let's just do it right now. Show you.
Oh, nice. That's super handy, especially if you have multiple wireless devices.
Yeah,
It's...
so you just. Oh, I'm doing it backwards.
Oh, nice.
There you go. And you're charging if it was plugged in. and then you just throw your phone right here,
What?
and then you're
Wait,
charging.
is it magnetized?
It's not
like
magnetized,
sticks?
but it has a small little
Oh,
lip
I
right
see,
there.
I see.
So you can just drink.
But the phone is, right? Like the phone clips in somehow?
No, it's not magnetized.
Oh, okay.
It just slides right in.
Nice.
It's just a snug fit.
Baller.
And then your AirPod little case goes right here and also charges wirelessly. Everything's contained. All the magic is inside here.
That's really cool. I love wireless charging. I think it's one of the coolest bits
Oh yeah,
of
once
tech.
you go wireless charging, then when you don't have it,
It's
you're
so
traveling
handy.
and you have to plug in.
I
And
know. I'm like, what is this archaic nonsense?
Yeah, what is all this work I have to do to
What
plug
am
this
I?
thing in?
What am
I
I?
want
What
to just
year is
put it
this?
down. So I'm going to show two things this week, and check this out.
Oh, before this one.
The second thing that I'm showing is the Spidey statue from the collector's edition. So I waited to show this because, you know, spoilers. There's some story spoilers with the actual PS4 statue. But it's been a while now. Everybody's played the Spider-Man PS4 already. If you haven't played...
Yeah, if you haven't played Spider-Man
and you-
PS4,
and you don't want the spoiler, then look away. Look away.
turn your heads now.
But for everyone else, you might have already seen this already.
Sweet.
But this is the
That is
super
so cool.
sweet Spidey statue, which comes with the collector's
Spider-Man,
edition.
Spider-Man does whatever a spider can.
Yes. So, loving this. And it's on my desk right now in my office,
Spider-Man.
along with my Assassin's Creed
Spider-Pig.
statue and Cyberpunk
Is there
and
any way we
whatnot.
can put this up? Oh, nice.
But yeah, definitely
Quite
worth
the
the
collection.
collector's edition. It was hard to get, but totally worth it.
That looks pretty sweet. I haven't seen how high quality it was until I just saw it.
Oh yeah, it's crazy, right?
So I've been on this kick of watching old shows. I think you guys remember I was watching Breaking Bad and wanted to check this out. Then I went to Sons of Anarchy, and now I'm watching The Sopranos. I love this show so much. It's one of my favorite shows when it was on. I watched it from season 1 to the end weekly. I didn't binge watch. I couldn't binge watch. I watched it from the very start. So be able to binge watch it now is awesome. Story is still good. It still holds up. It's on Amazon Prime. It's such a dark story, but it's so cool. Like, it's such a well done. And I've noticed that there hasn't been that much mafia content since The Sopranos came out. And I think
True.
it's because The Sopranos just killed it and did such a good job that it's hard to follow.
Netflix, let's do it.
It'd be hard to follow The Sopranos, man. It's still such a good show. It's amazing well done. So yeah, that's what I've been watching.
I have never seen a single episode of The Sopranos, but I know how the show ends.
Yeah, it is so good.
Yep.
What is up? I'm Sajay. Did I say your name right? So now it's time for a short break. After the break, we're going to be talking with Dallas Dickinson from QC Games, the developers of Breach. We're so excited to have them on the show. They're already in chat. We already have a lot of their community here. We're super excited to have you all here. We'll be right back. Do not go anywhere.
Bad news, good people. There's been a dimensional breach, unleashing an army of mythical beasts and demons across the globe. Are you a night owl that lives to raise hell with your friends? You're gonna make a great necromancer. Or maybe you speak softly, carry a full clip. Let him rip, gunslinger. You got that PhD in quantum physics just so you could be chronically late for everything. Classic chronomancer. Oh, I see you're a razor-sharp sous chef with killer chopping skills. Chop, chop, assassin. You like rooting for the bad guy, don't you, bad guy? Damn, Veil Demon. Whatever you are going into the breach, you won't be the same coming out.
Welcome back! Shout out to AMD for the Ryzen Threadripper powering our streaming rig. It's time to chat with Dallas Dickinson from QC Games, developers of the upcoming Breach. Founded in 2015, QC Games is composed of industry veterans having worked on some of the biggest online games in the past 20 years. Dallas is the president and CEO of QC Games. Breach is QC Games' first game, which is a third-person co-op action RPG where you can make your own character to defend humanity. There are solo, co-op, versus modes, so you can play however you'd like. How are you doing this Friday, Dallas?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
Fantastic. Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Sure.
Yeah, Dallas, great to meet you. Thanks for coming on the show. Gonna ask you a couple quick questions. Have a nice chat. Your game is right up my alley. I'm all about the single player and the co-op games.
Yeah.
So how are you guys feeling on the progress of Breach thus far?
Oh, we feel fantastic. I think as you guys know, we actually started inviting people into our technical alpha last week. We're going to be broadening that over the next few weeks. We're going to be talking about a bunch of cool stuff at TwitchCon next week, and so folks who are around for that, they're going to get some extra access. But I don't know, the game feels fantastic. We're really proud of what we've been able to put together, and we're just looking forward to getting players in, getting more feedback, and kind of hearing from the community where they want the game to go.
Have you been doing testing already for a while?
Yeah, we've been doing sort of like internal testing, partner testing, friends and family testing. We've kind of shown it at a couple of places over the course of the summer. Where we revealed the game at Gamescom, and we had, I don't know, a couple thousand people come through and play it there. We did the same thing at PAX, where we had more on the order of like 1,000 folks come through over the course of the 3 or 4 days there. But like we've actually started sort of like play from your home remote testing just in the last month or so, just to kind of, we call it technical alpha because the gameplay is really solid, but you know, there's a lot of stuff you have to test out, kind of kick the tires and make sure the service and all that stuff actually works in the background.
So our events coordinator Tom got to play it at PAX, and Tom, he's a big gamer, but I've never seen him as excited about a game as when he left from playing Breach. I've never seen him that way. He was like talking about it like, oh man, and there's this and this, and it was really cool to see him like that. So
that is awesome to hear. Yeah. I mean, we're really excited about what we're doing. We're doing something that's a little bit different. So, you know, the way you guys announced it is exactly right. It is a co-op action RPG, but there's a whole lot of very interesting and different elements. We're kind of pulling in inspiration from many different genres of game, many different styles of play, and so it's part of the reason why we really want to get the community in, get people playing, get their feedback, because we honestly don't know exactly what the game is going to become once it's in the live environment, once we see what players like, what they gravitate towards. I think one of you mentioned earlier that like you love to play solo, you also love to play co-op, you may not want to play in a versus competitive mode. We have all of those modes in there, and we want to see where people gravitate, what they find most exciting, what kind of content they want us to keep adding. All that stuff is kind of to be determined, because there's no, we can't just say this game is like game X that you already play, only set on Mars, right? It's very different in a bunch of ways.
Yeah, so how did you come up with third-person RPG with co-op? Like, what made you to pursue that in particular? Like, how did you come up with that?
Yeah. I think you referenced in the intro that a lot of us have been working in online games for a very long time, and so one of the ways we describe it, and before that, obviously, many of us are tabletop gamers. We're trying to pull out the best elements of those cooperative experiences that we've had. So, again, I'm an old school MMO builder, and so I know back in the day we would make these games, and the best content were those dungeon crawls, right? They were the things where you got a party together, you figured it out. It was a real and sort of a specific and scripted kind of challenge. But there are a whole lot of drawbacks to that kind of gameplay, especially when people are now more used to playing like 10 minutes, 15 minutes at a time. You jump in for half an hour, you play a little bit, you jump out. And so we built the game kind of to address a lot of what we felt were some shortcomings of that style of game, but still keeping the elements we love the most. So these are 15-minute dungeon crawls, but they change every single time you play them. Whether you're playing solo or co-op or in that versus mode, you're up against a level that has, I mean, the layout actually stays the same. We need some consistency, so players can have like strategic ideas of what's going to happen next. But who you're up against, both the monsters that spawn, this new kind of enemy we referenced called a Veil Demon, that kind of harasses you throughout the gameplay, and then the fact that the Veil Demon can not only be one of multiple classes of Veil Demon, but it can be played by a real person. So you might be up against the one that just does like bombs and walls and traps, and you're like, oh damn, this is the bombs and walls and traps guy, I got to deal with that. But the next time you play, it's the same level, but you're up against one that actually casts you into the veil. Like it actually can isolate a party member and send them into this sort of nether region where it can attack you directly, and you have to kind of get out through the light sort of in order to rejoin your party. All sorts of crazy different tactics that even though you're doing this dungeon crawl to fight and defeat a boss monster, it is very different every time you play it.
Oh, super cool. And
That's
of course, there's epic loot involved, right? There must be.
Yeah, and although the way we do loot and progression is also kind of one of those touchstones of like things that we, again, I also love myself what we nerds call the vertical progression RPG, right? You get stronger, you get a sword of murdering everything, and then you get a +2 sword of murdering everything, and you're even more powerful, right? But the problem with that kind of game is that you and I could be playing together, having a hell of a time. I apologize. I have no idea what the rating of this.
Oh no,
so
please.
You're good.
First. Rated X.
Rated X. Perfect. Right in my wheelhouse. So we could be playing together, but then you go on vacation, or you just decide to play another game as your primary game for a couple of weeks or a couple of months, and you come back and I've out-leveled you, and we can't play together. Right. So our game is actually a horizontal progression game. We take a lot of inspiration even from the MOBA genre, games where you're actually just unlocking more classes that you can play, more equipment that kind of customizes the way you play a class. You even unlock the ability to build your own class. We have this sort of open class system. There's some limitations to it for balance reasons, but you can really build your own perfect class over time after you get really, really good at it. And that could mean that I could be playing this game all the time. I have all the classes, I have all the equipment, but you come in just being good at one class that you unlocked a long time ago. We're totally legit playing together, and there's no power spike where I'm having to kind of play down to your XP level.
That is amazing. It sounds so unique and so for that co-op vibe, like that's incredible. I'm so excited.
And I'm definitely one of those people who has the problem where I go out of town. I go to town for a week. I come back and everybody's shot up 50 levels.
Happens all the time.
Yeah, and we all have that problem, right? And again, I can't tell how many games you guys have in your library that are only partially played or unplayed, or you played them for a while and you love them but you moved on, but then you want to play them again. Like we want to have an experience. Like we don't expect this game to replace your entire rotation of games, right? We actually want a game that you can kind of jump in. You play it once a week. You play it twice a week. There are going to be some people who are dedicated, who are maxing their skill, who are all over the like trying to get the highest ELO rating and all of that, everything that goes along with that. But for some of us, I just want to jump in and play a couple matches, and if that means I do it this week and I skip next week, that's absolutely fine. That's kind of how our game is designed to roll, because I have too many games in my library. I just looked at my Steam library, and there are many games that I have purchased and not played. And then there are many games that I played for like an hour and I was like, that one's awesome, I'm going to go back to that at some point in time, and I just haven't done it yet.
Kevin and I actually, a few episodes back, we did this where we compared how many games we had and how many of them were unplayed, and it's pretty substantial. But I love that idea. Yeah, I love that. So we talked about this briefly earlier. Players are able to sign up for a chance to play the alpha version of Breach at playbreach.com. Some players are already in the alpha playing and testing. Can you talk about how the alpha phase is going for you guys so far? Are you learning a lot?
We are. I mean, as I said, like we're in sort of the technical scaling stance right now, where we're trying to see. We played this weekend with a whole bunch of folks. I think we've invited, I'm not sure, like about 1,000 people, something along those lines. And the gameplay, which is what we've been focusing on, worked really, really well. But we had some issues with people kind of traveling back and forth between areas, traveling back to we have like a social area safe house, kind of like like the Tower in Destiny kind of place. And so we've exposed some bugs. We think we fixed them. So in fact, we're going to be doing a test, I think, tonight. It's the last thing I just saw. So we're going to see if we've actually addressed all those issues. If we have, then we're going to be able to start inviting more and more people. And so we know that that's the goal, both for us to test at scale, but also just to get more people in, because we have a lot of people who are signed up for access, and they're in a priority queue, but we need to invite more. We want to get more people in and kind of get that excitement going on within kind of the community. So I'm feeling really good about it, especially because we discovered, I mean, when you find those bugs that look like scale point bugs, they can be terrifying. We think we've solved them, and we feel really good about that.
Nice, yeah. So everyone just be patient. You'll get in.
Yeah, exactly.
More and more people will get in, and the good news is, by the time you get in,
soon,
even more
TM,
things.
soon.
Soon TM, yes. And by the time you get in, even more things will be fixed. So be patient.
Exactly.
Well, Dallas, we'd like to graciously offer 2 more testers for you, and Kevin and myself.
Do you know their names? Are they legit gamers? I'm just asking. I'm not asking if they're any good. But,
I think they're all right.
You gotta hit a certain MMR to get in.
I'm pretty good if a koozie carries me. I'm good.
Yeah, there you go.
Perfect.
That's all I gotta do.
Can you tell us more about the versus mode? Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is, again, one of many modes. Like, we view the game, as I said, we're taking inspiration from many different genres. One of the games that we really love is Left 4 Dead 2, right? And so Left 4 Dead, you can play that by yourself. You can play, and it kind of, we fill in with AI. And so you can play the game that way. But it goes all the way up to the level where we allow someone to play as that Veil Demon, right? So it's not actually a PvP game per se, right? It's not like you fighting against a Veil Demon. In fact, you can't even attack the Veil Demon. The Veil Demon is this like malevolent sort of smoke creature spirit thing that flies around in the level. You can see it, but you can't hit it. But what it can do is, as I said, pull in traps, put up walls. It can possess the creatures, though, and then fight you directly as them. So in those moments, there is, in fact, direct skill-based PvP, where, like, you're really good, and you are very good at possessing this particular type of creature, and I have to, like, deal with you and knock you out of that creature.
Oh, nice.
But for the players, you're still trying to get through a dungeon. There's an objective system. You kind of have a different objective each room. You go room to room, and it is, do the heroes win, or does the Veil Demon win? There's a little sort of sub-progression system there that allows you to unlock, we call them talents, but again, this is sort of inspired by MOBAs. It's a session progression thing where you get to make some picks that kind of, in some cases, they just make you stronger, but in other cases, it's just a counter to whatever is happening in the level where you're like, ah, damn it, that guy is really good at this thing, and this is a way to deal with it. My potions will now cleanse poison. Okay, sweet, I'm going to take that option. And so you're fighting through. If you're winning, you're going to have more picks than the Veil Demon is, or vice versa. If the Veil Demon's winning, he or she will have more picks than you. And then you get into that boss fight. And the ideal scenario for us as game designers is that it's a back and forth fight all the way along, but it doesn't mean that you're going to lose if you're behind in that sort of progression curve, right? You can be slowed down and not winning the session progression, and you can still pull it out against in the boss fight. So there's that kind of carry moment where somebody who's really good can actually overcome that slight statistical advantage that might have been gained through session progression, and that's really the fun of the game. And then, kind of to the point of your question, because it's a versus mode, you playing as, and I'm going to reference some of the classes, but like there are multiple classes of Veil Demon. If you're playing as a Chaos Weaver, your tactics as a Chaos Weaver are going to be very different from my tactics as a Chaos Weaver. So just because we're up against the same Veil Demon type, people will play them very differently. There's also the same progression. There's also the same choice of equipment that people can go into in the way that they build their class. And then you can actually cross-pollinate and build your own custom Veil Demon. So that one is actually a fully open system where all of the Veil Demon abilities are swappable in and out. And you can say, yeah, you think I'm the guy who does this because I have a couple of abilities that are signature attached to that type of Veil Demon, but I've completely customized my kit, and I'm going to do some really surprising stuff to you.
Well, I'm glad we're having this conversation because there's a lot more to this game than than meets the eye right away. There's
it's hard to describe in like 3 bullet points. I mean, we think it's sort of one of the double-edged sword of making a game that's kind of very different from existing games is, well, I can tell you in 5 words or in 2 sentences, like, yeah, it's a game, it's a co-op action RPG dungeon crawl, 15 minutes, cool. But you're gonna picture a whole lot of different stuff than what we actually have, and there's a kind of an amazing amount of depth to me as a player, but also as a developer. There's a lot of really cool stuff that we expect players to find. And
it sounds like a really cool game to not only learn about and to play, but to watch. This is a game I'd like to watch people play too and see what happens. Right?
Yeah, this is, again, experience that we've had as we showed it at Gamescom, as we showed it at PAX. It is just as fun, and this is especially, like, if you look over the shoulder of the person playing the Veil Demon. This is a weird metaphor, and I apologize for this. Do either of you guys play poker?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay. So are you aware that, like, before 2000, 2001, they didn't really televise poker, and they didn't for a very specific reason. It's that the poker pros would not let anyone see their hole cards.
Sure.
They're like, that's my shit. That's all my secret. I don't want people to know how I play, when I bluff, when I don't. And when they made that change, all of a sudden it became a really cool thing to watch, because know this guy is completely just full on bluffing BS, and yet he's pushing this guy out. He's doing all this stuff. So I say that as, when you watch the Veil Demon, when you watch from their perspective, you're watching what they're doing. You're seeing them lay these traps that are invisible to the players until the players go across them. Yes. You're actually able to kind of see the deeper play that they're done. They've placed these two things, but that's a feint because you want to trigger the traps and make players think something bad's going on that side of the room. So they go to this side of the room, which is where you've actually set up an elite monster that you get to spawn, because that's one of the abilities that these Veil Demons have, is they have sub-bosses that they can kind of slot in. And so this kind of sub-boss, and holy crap, is he just wicked when I have somebody who is controlled in this way by a trap that I've placed. And so you're watching this all unfold kind of with the knowledge of the hole cards, right? You're like, oh damn, this is about to happen.
It's about to go down.
And then you also get that same movement, that same moment where the heroes figure it out, and you're like, ha, they didn't fall for it. They totally owned you, right?
Yes.
It's really fun to watch that way. Yeah.
Nice try. They didn't fall for your deuce high.
Exactly.
That's going to lead to some very, very interesting content when the game's out. I can't wait to see what content creators come up with and how they all playing together, and that's going to be a lot of fun to see.
Yeah, we've also, and we've been talking with like content creators out there about the fact that like there are huge opportunities for them to say, you know what, now I'm going to play with my actual fans, people in my stream. I'm going to invite them in, and I'm going to be the Veil Demon. And so the players who are in, obviously because of delays, they're not going to see what I'm doing. But everybody else is watching me just own the crap out of my players, or vice versa, right? And so there's a lot of really cool stuff, because we also let you do custom matches, right? We know that like all of these modes are great and fun, but if you really want to have some control over the experience, we even let you play like 1v1, right? Like you and a buddy could jump in, and then one of you plays as the Veil Demon, the other guy is playing as a hero plus 3 AI bots, right? So there are all sorts of formats that players are going to be able to kind of choose how they want to play, and then for those who are content creators, how they want to broadcast.
That's great news to hear. I love doing custom matches in games, and there's not a lot of titles that do it nowadays, so it's awesome that you guys are including that from the start.
Yeah, we also expect that we're going to find some cool stuff there. I mean, everybody knows the story of like how ARAM was invented, right? ARAM was invented by players, and it's because they're like, you know what, this seems like kind of a fun and kind of crazy smash 'em up way of just playing and just working on mechanics, right? I just want to work on the cool mechanics of each class, choose a random one, let's see if I can figure it all out. And so, although I have no idea if we're going to get anything that's exactly like that out of the custom matches, we're going to learn stuff. We're going to find that the players come up with something really cool, and we're going to see challenges where people are like, we're going to play the worst 4 classes, or we're all going to play the same class because it's a super challenge to try and play this one class against this super overpowered against those classes Veil Demon setup. And we're going to see like fun stuff that comes from the community that way that we can then incorporate into. It's a ridiculous event this weekend. It's a ridiculous challenge for you guys to take on.
So cool. So Dallas, one thing I love asking game devs. You've been working on this game for a long time already, before you showed it to anyone. Yeah. Now that you're at the point that you're actually starting to unveil the game, show it to fans, get people into testing, how does that feel to see the reactions of everyone and all this positive feedback you're getting?
I mean, it feels fantastic. I mean, it's sort of a running joke here within the studio that like the game that we've made here is the game that we kind of set out to make. There are obviously changes that we've made. There are all sorts of stuff that we've done in the development process. We've gone down some really dumb paths on the R&D side where we're like, what if we try this? And it's just stupid, right? But in the end, the game is very much what we kind of envisioned, and it's for all those reasons that I listed before about like what are the best parts of these co-op online experiences, and how do we kind of synthesize that into an experience. But you have no idea until you put it in front of players how it's going to do, right? And whether all the things you think are happening are really going to resonate. And so it's really awesome to see people. And this is especially true when I'm like looking over their shoulder at a Gamescom or at a PAX or next week at TwitchCon, where I'm going to be able to say like, oh, now are you seeing that stuff? We also get our best feedback there where we're like, oh, you're not seeing that? That's okay. That's a user interface problem. But like we're clearly not pointing to the cool thing that you should be noticing right now. But just the mere fact that we have, and this is, to the, the MMR joke, like we have the people who sit down and we can see after like 15 seconds, we're like, oh, this is a really good game player. This person has figured out stuff within one rotation of trying some abilities that they're already into the deep game. And from those players, we're finding things out about like balance points and like really interesting counters to things that we thought were kind of like just a standard way to play, but like a really interesting hard counter comes up that someone sort of figures out on the fly just because they're a really, really good gamer.
Right.
And so that's the most exciting part to me, is we're trying to build a toolkit, right? All of these different classes. I don't know if we've given you numbers yet, but like there are 18 hero classes right now. There are 6 different Veil Demon classes. Each one of them, as I kind of implied, like there's the whole, you can customize them. So there are actually hundreds or even thousands of classes you can build. But we've been playing them and playing a limited subset that we think are interesting. But holy crap, when you put this in the hands of the gamers, of the theory crafters, right? The deep gamers, they are finding some really cool stuff. And in some cases, they find broke-ass shit, where we're like, oh my God, that we did not picture that you were going to do that. And that's clearly a knob that we need to turn in the background. But in some cases, they just find really cool, deep gameplay where we're like, oh boy, let's put this out in front of the players, because in some cases, when they make something that might be broke-ass, I kind of want to let the players figure out how to counter it. They will, right? We think that we've given enough depth and enough tools to the serious players that they're going to figure out the way to counteract that crazy OP build.
That's awesome, and that, like you were mentioning, it's when the theory crafters come in, you sort of figure out what the meta is going to be, right? Because everyone always figures like this is the one class that's going to womp everything. So at that point, I guess you're going to on your end have to balance and try to figure out how to make it not that, right?
Exactly, and I admire a lot of game companies out there that do this, especially on the competitive side. The folks at Riot are some of my favorite devs, and a number of them are people I've worked with in the past. But some of them I just watch what they do, and they're really good about putting things out. And even when the community says that's broken, that's busted ass, there's no way to stop that, they kind of let it sit for a while, and they're like, yeah, somebody out there is going to figure out how to counter that. Sure. And they kind of they let the players kind of have the chance to do so. Again, silly internal development anecdote, but we have within our studio, I'm going to say roughly 5 to 10% of us are really good, and I say us, not including me, right? I'm a mid-tier scrub, right?
Okay.
But we have some of the players who are that kind of player, and we've sort of had this. It's kind of a negative echo chamber where sometimes those guys figure something out that is brutal. It is a hugely overpowered setup. And because the rest of us are idiots, and I'm pointing at me for a reason, like it's really hard for us to get around that. And it takes, honestly, the same folks, the same players to go, oh yeah, but there's totally a way to counteract it. And we figured out what that is too, right? But when we put it out in front of larger groups of players, those iteration cycles happen faster, right?
Sure.
Somebody finds something that they think is super broken, they put it out there, many people adopt it very quickly, but then the counter people come back and say, yeah, you can do that, fine. And if you go against somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, you're going to face roll them. But if you're playing against me, I've got you, man. I've got you covered. And so this is the excitement again about growing our scale, like how many people are actually in the game and testing and giving us feedback.
Are you taking any of these really good players and their OP builds to TwitchCon? Yeah, you can whoop us all in the office, but let's see how you do at TwitchCon.
Well, as I said, luckily our creative director, chief creative officer, Gabe, he would always be humble and say he's not in that 5 to 10%, but he kind of is, and especially with a game that he has been the leading design voice on, and so. We have had those moments where we've had people come in, and this happened absolutely at PAX, where like someone would come in, they'd pick it up really quickly, they would start kind of face rolling any of the other players, any of the other first-time players, content creators, and other folks who were coming through, and after they win 1 or 2, we just kind of tap on Gabe's shoulder and say, hey Gabe, why don't you just jump into this game? Because I mean, it's funny. If you don't have someone who can kick their ass, they kind of go, oh, this game's too easy, right? So we would sort of like, it's sort of like we pull the lever and we're like, all right, you guys are having fun, right? Okay, Gabe. And Gabe comes in, and I say Gabe, but there are a couple of others. One of our producers, a guy named Matt Soli, he is fantastic as well. And so we bring those two in, and they will wreck you. And it's because they've figured out much of the that counter stuff.
I've been
piqued my competitive interest. Now I need to at TwitchCon challenge Gabe.
Yeah.
Once I play.
Absolutely. No, you need to bring the noise if you want to take him down on either side. He's sort of he's the guy who can carry as a hero even if everybody else is getting wiped by the Veil Demon. But then if he's the Veil Demon,
it's bad news.
Yeah, the key is to get on his
You're dead in room 2 and you don't know what happened sometimes. Or at least I guess I'm describing my own personal experience. Better players than I get further than that, but I don't if he's on his game.
Yeah. I won't be at TwitchCon, but I'm looking forward to hearing how it goes with when you're there. And
oh yeah.
You get wiped.
Hopefully we get to play before. I need some practice.
Sure.
Yes. Okay, so stepping aside from Breach for a brief moment, do you have any tips or advice for people seeking to break into the gaming industry?
Oh boy. So my glib answer is obviously run. Like, don't do this. It's a crazy industry in a lot of ways. I know there's been a lot of coverage about maybe not great labor practices. Luckily, we don't do that here at QC. It's kind of one of our founding principles is that we sort of work-life balance is a real thing. We let people work from home, take care of their families, etc. So there are many studios like that. There are not, the sort of crunch zone places are not all the places that you could work. But I would say. The most important thing is to figure out the area of game development where you have a passion, right? If you are a person who is interested in engineering, then you got to dive in, and you really got to dive into engineering. If you want to be a game designer, you need to start building a game, right? There are plenty of off the shelf or reasonably priced, or in many cases free engines that you can start fiddling around with and like making mods. We used to do this again. Many of us worked together at BioWare on Star Wars: The Old Republic, and sort of the base ask on the design side was we actually asked people to build things in Neverwinter, right? We're like, hey, build a scenario, right? A combat scenario, a story scenario, whatever it was, right? Because we wanted to see not only that people had cool ideas, but that they could execute within a tool set. It doesn't have to be that tool set; it can be whatever. And then on the art side. Just work in your portfolio. Like the number of folks who come in and think that they have to have like specific digital art backgrounds, that helps. That's cool. But if you're a painter, paint and show people that you have that skill set, because learning the tools, and I say this as a non-artist, it's what my art directors have always said to me. Learning the tools is like a small percentage of it, whereas really understanding how art works, composition and balance and color and all that sort of stuff, just work on your craft, and that's the way in. And then if you're OCD like me, then you went through production and you try to, if you're good at organizing things really in any way, if you're good at prioritizing, if you're good at kind of triaging and making sure that people are aligned on what they're doing, you come in through QA or through production. But all of those are accessible ways to get in, but even I say this specifically about design. The other ones, the other places as well. Working on a project and knowing how to deal with those challenges of like. But yeah, getting a game done is way different than just kind of starting a game or having a game idea. It's actually even different from running a game that already exists.
Sure.
I've been in both of those positions, and they're both very challenging, but building something from scratch and kind of going through all of the pains and ups and downs and all of that, you learn a lot. You get a lot of scars. And so anything you can do to kind of get into that, even if it's just a small local independent developer group, meet people. There are meetups all around the country for that kind of thing.
That was one of the most informative answers to that question that we've had on this show.
Yes, and you covered a wide range of career opportunities within creating games.
Yeah, I've been told that I like to talk a lot. I don't know if that's come through to you guys.
No, that's wonderful. That's what we love.
Yeah.
We love to listen.
That's what you're here for.
Right.
We want you to talk shit.
So aside from Breach, are there any games or media that you're looking forward to coming out this year?
Oh gosh, yes is the short answer to that. I mean, I'm kind of looking at the murderer's row of really fantastic AAA titles that are coming out over the coming months. And
it's crazy, right?
I'm my strong plan is to buy all of them and not play them for multiple months. That's my big plan. The ones that I have most been looking forward to are, again, I'm an RPG guy, so I'm really interested in Fallout 76. That's really exciting to me. I do like the action genre. I heard you guys talking about Assassin's Creed, and I've played all of the Assassin's Creeds. I've not yet gotten Odyssey, but boy, am I excited to get into that. but I also have a couple in my backlog that are going to take up some of my time. Again, kind of in that, because we're this hybrid, we look at a lot of interesting action combat games. So I have Shadows of Mordor. Is that the new, the most recent Middle Earth? I have that one that I'm going to be diving into in the coming week. So those are the ones that I'm most interested in. On the movie and TV front, I'm old and have kids, and so I watch movies like 6 to 8 months after they come out. That's kind of my my time frame on those. So I'm sure there are exciting ones that are coming up, and I'll see 1 or 2 out of the 10 that are on my list.
I haven't been to a theater myself in so long. I don't watch new release movies.
I lied. I saw a movie the other night.
Oh yeah.
Free Solo. It's like a documentary about this rock climber dude who did like El Capitan without ropes, the whole thing. It's insane. It's a really cool movie.
Yes.
So, yeah, if you want a very nervous and tense movie watching experience, go see this movie. Even though, spoiler alert, you can look it up. Like actually, I won't spoiler anything. I already knew the outcomes, and still it freaked me the hell out.
Wow. Oh, cool. Yeah. I also heard that First Man is really good in IMAX, but yeah, I just don't go to theaters that often. I think about it, I consider it, then I go to Rotten Tomatoes, and I'm like, this better have a really high score. I'm not going.
It never does.
I read like one bad review out of 100. I'm like, I'm not gonna go.
There's actually an IMAX just like a mile from my house. I should probably see all the movies that they say go see on IMAX, and I tend not to. So I should get my.
The frustrating thing about IMAX is that.
You gotta get a seat.
You gotta see it the first weekend, because then they bump it out. I'm like, I want to see First Man in IMAX, and then it's already gone. Something else is in IMAX. Like,
exactly,
okay.
They turn them over fast.
And you gotta get a really good seat reserved in IMAX, or else you're kind of shot for the rest of that movie.
Yes.
Right.
All right. So, final question: what do you like best about PC gaming compared to other forms of gaming?
Well, I guess I certainly play more on PC than on the consoles. I think that honestly, it's mostly just habit for me. I've always been a mouse keyboard guy in the way that I play, but I will say that we built Breach to be both, and so we have a lot of players who, even at our demos, they play it on the controllers, and the game is actually optimized for that. It really feels great that way. Right. But I think the reason that I play so many PC games is that I can do it sort of quietly in my office and not like take over my house's like entertainment and social space. It feels like, this is my world. It allows me to kind of put my headphones on and like really get sucked into the experience, whether it is like I said, an RPG experience, which is a lot of the games that I play, where that's actually what I'm looking for, is really to be brought into the world. But the same is even true when I'm in a competitive game. When I'm playing League, I like to be at my at my little place where I am just locked in and trying to not screw up my combinations, which I always screw up. But yeah.
Good answer. I love the what you said about the controllers. When it comes to like third-person action games, I'm all about using a controller. I actually feel more comfortable for some reason.
Yep.
I think we're about a 50-50 split in the office when we have our play tests. About half of us stay on mouse and keyboard, but about half of us play on the controller, just because for our game it feels really natural to kind of your triggers are your main attacks, and and your buttons are your specials and all that kind of stuff, and it feels really good that way.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm first-person shooter, keyboard and mouse.
Oh yeah,
anything third-person has
pretty
to
much
be a controller.
anything.
But my wife plays third-person with keyboard and mouse. I'm like,
yeah,
that's so weird. But she's like, no, it isn't. It's weird that you play controller. I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it actually. I mean, because I'm going to keep copping to my age. Like for a shooter, I can't play on a controller. I cannot play a shooter.
Neither can I.
Definitely not.
It's just I'm so used to the additional accuracy that I get from using a mouse that it just feels wrong to me to do that, and that, but I said that is a sign that I think of my age rather than anything else.
Oh no, I agree with you. Yeah, keyboard and mouse for every shooter. But Assassin's Creed, do you play Assassin's Creed keyboard and mouse, or
I actually do, and people tell me I'm wrong to do that. I have a controller on my PC at home, and I just don't switch over. But I have switched over on certain games, and I understand why you should. It's just my default is I try to learn it that way. Well, actually, so I mentioned the Middle Earth franchise there.
Yes.
I can't play the Middle Earth franchise on mouse and keyboard. I have to play that on controller.
Sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm on the same boat. I think the only thing I use controllers for, even on PC, I play mouse and keyboard practically everything. But anytime I have to drive a vehicle, I have to do it with a controller.
Oh yeah.
And
Battlefield,
and then
third
person.
It up.
Yeah, I'll just
drop
pick
it.
it up.
Go back.
Exactly.
Pick it up.
So Dallas, at this portion of the show, this is normally where I give you the floor, let you talk about Breach. But before we get to that, I think we got a special tease announcement for both our communities. that we're gonna have something
yes.
cool that we're doing together at TwitchCon.
Oh.
Yes, please. I was wondering because I don't have the details, so I'm glad you guys do. Because otherwise, one letter was going to punch me in the face for dropping the ball here. So you guys go.
Yeah. So on Friday, the Twitch 10/26 is the first day of TwitchCon. Play Breach, QC Games, and Origin PC are going to be collaborating on a PC giveaway. We're building together a custom Play Breach PC. There it is, the mock-up for it. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's going to be at TwitchCon, live for everyone to see, but we're also going to have it so you could sign up at home if you're not going to be at TwitchCon. We're going to run that competition for quite some time. The points of entry are going to be pretty simple. Follow Origin BC, follow at Play Breach. I'm sure most of you in chat do already. We're going to leave the specs as a surprise, but I can tell you they are top-notch, and we're super excited to partner with you guys for this awesome giveaway. But now that we've gotten through that, the floor is yours. Tell people where they can follow Play Breach. Tell people where they can learn more about Play Breach and yourself and the company.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'll first also make it clear that I did ask one letter, and he said that I am not eligible to win that PC, which makes me very angry because it is a rocket ship.
Same.
So yeah, very excited. So obviously, playbreach.com is where we want people to come today. We want people to sign up, get into the queue, get into the priority queue. We will be inviting more and more people over the coming weeks. But the only way to get into the game is to get yourself signed up. So that is action item number 1. You can follow us on all of the socials at /playbreach. So if you're on the Twitters, if you're on the Facebooks, there's actually a really nice Reddit that's going on. I actually interact a lot. I don't interact a lot. I interact when I can with our Discord community, which is awesome, super positive, super great group of folks who are in there. So jump into our Discord, jump into watching what we say on Twitter and Facebook, and then jump into the Reddit and kind of see what's going on there. Apart from signing up on the site, look for us at TwitchCon, and then we will have more and more sort of like consumer-facing events as the fall goes on. But technical alpha right now, we will be going into an early access mode probably by the end of this year. That's kind of what we're aiming for. But number of things we need to make sure that honestly that we learn from the technical alpha, that we're at sort of the top-notch level. We are strong believers in coming out with a very polished experience, and so we want to hit that bar before we ask people to jump into the game for reals. So that's where we are. Please join us and chat with us and find out more about the game on our website and on the Discord.
That's awesome. I'm looking forward to playing. I look forward to meeting you at TwitchCon too, sir. So let's thank you so much for coming on the show. Hope you have a great weekend. Check it out, folks, at playbreach.com. Follow them at playbreach on everywhere. Thanks again, Dallas.
Yeah, thanks, Dallas.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good one.
Have a great weekend.
Are you too?
Fantastic guest, Mr. Dallas Dickinson. Thank you again to the folks over at QC Games for putting this together, and Dallas for coming on. It was awesome having him
a really
on.
Cool announcement for that
giveaway,
right? Starting a week from today.
Boom, look at that
Starting
thing.
Next
It is
week,
gorgeous.
1 week from today.
It is so nice.
But go ahead and sign up for the game now, playbreach.com.
Up next is Ask Origin PC. Hopefully you've been asking some questions in chat. If not, do it now. Because we're going to answer them.
What kind of questions are out there?
Are there any questions that have already come in, Lewis, that we have not answered?
We should have asked Dallas. Is there somebody in your office named Houston?
Huh, that would have been cool.
Or Austin.
There you go. What do you think about the Samsung S9? I have not... Is that the phone, right?
That's
Galaxy
the phone.
S9? Yes. So I have the S8. I have been actually wanting to get the S9 for a while. That's a weird random question, but I love it. Let's just ask these PC guys about mobile phones.
I think that one came from YouTube. I saw that question earlier.
I made a switch from Apple to Samsung, which you guys totally were like, "What are you doing?" But I haven't been happier, to be honest. I've never been happier with my phone. I've always been accustomed to having a smartphone as an Apple device, and when I made the switch to Android, I just felt like at home, because it's more to me like the difference between having an Apple computer and a PC, where you can customize and add all this cool stuff to it. I'm really looking forward to the S9. I was torn between that and the Google Pixel, but I think I'm going to go with the S9 finally.
When are you going to make the leap?
To the new one, the new S9?
When are you going to
Probably
go?
soon. I think my next phone payment I'm eligible for an upgrade, so I'm going to go with the Note.
I see chat says they have. Oh, you going? I thought you were going S9. So you're going Note.
The Note S9. It's also.
Oh, I think
S9.
the Note. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The Note is like part 3 or 4 or which
Yeah,
one?
it's a bit bigger. It's a bit bigger than
the
the regular Galaxy S9, and it has a stylus to. I like that you can write on the lock screen. I don't know why that's the most enticing feature that it has for me, but the fact that I can pull it out and take a quick note and put it back in my pocket, I think is pretty cool.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Someone, where can I find you guys at TwitchCon? So I will be there on the entire weekend. Tom and myself will be there. I think I don't know if we've confirmed it yet. I'll have to check in with DBH, but it seems like on Sunday we're going to be doing a meet and greet at 4 o'clock at the Design by Humans booth. We will not have our own booth, but we will have systems over at TC Helicon, over at Play Breach, and a few other ones that I'm sorry I can't remember off the top of my head. Do you know any off the top of your head?
We have a lot of different systems out there.
Yeah, there's going to be a ton over at TwitchCon. But we're going to be walking the show floor.
Yeah. We'll be announcing where we're going to be at TwitchCon
next week,
on our Twitter and our Instagram and our Facebook next week.
Likely on Monday. So stay tuned to that. Those two for sure, I just know off the top of my head, but plenty more. So we'll let you know as time comes. And that DBH meet and greet is likely will happen, but I'll let you guys know about that on social media as well.
Somebody says Fortnite or PUBG, Call of Duty. That's not actual answer. I just said that to mess with you.
Yeah, for me it was PUBG for the longest time, but right now Fortnite if I had to pick, and not that I'm playing either of those. How long have you worked at Origin PC, Alexis? I have worked here for nearly 5 years now, and I've been in the marketing team for about 4.5.
Nice.
I know, time flies.
I see chat has the Note 4, has the S7, has the S9.
There you go.
Big hands needs a bigger phone.
Big hands needs big phone. All right, Ask Origin PC is a little bit slow today. Let's skip it over to Post of the Week.
Bing.
Last week's topic was what costume mod or customization would you give your PC this Halloween? We received a ton of responses, a ton of really good ones too, but we could only pick one, and that would be at IPAAEV, who wrote. I know, I thought I said something weird.
You nailed it.
I thought I said IP and I went with
IP freely.
Yeah, there you go. Hashtag OriginPC Live, make the PC abdomen of a tarantula, put fur on the case and webbing at the end. The front becomes a spider, big and scary. Ooh, that would actually be a really neat case mod. Thank you and congratulations. You'll be receiving a copy of The Hunt Showdown, which has a big scary spider monster in it.
Right? Perfect.
I know. Please contact us directly for your prize. Kevin, what is next week's topic?
I don't know. I'm a little freaked out by that spider PC right now. I would not want that in my
OriginPC Sharingan.
in my office. But that's a good answer because it's very scary. Next week's topic is tell us the scariest thing you've ever encountered while playing a game and how you reacted. Examples include the invisible monster and amnesia, the alien from Alien Isolation, or the indestructible mad piano from Super Mario 64.
Ooh.
Let us know what has truly terrified you, and you just might win next week's Post of the Week on Origin PC Live. Or if it's not next week, the next time we do Origin PC
Yeah, 2
Live.
weeks from now.
2 weeks from now.
So again, tell us the scariest thing you've ever encountered in a game and how you reacted. Looking forward to those
answers. Do you have
answers.
anything off the top of your head?
So many times. I get terrified in almost every game I play.
I can tell you the scariest thing I remember off the top of my head. I'm an old school gamer, so it was old school. Way back in the day, Unreal 1, the original Unreal first-person shooter. They had those crazy beasts that were pretty powerful. That would fight you. The first time you encounter one of those beasts, you're in like this alien pyramid-looking thing. You don't know where you are. You're in the hallways, and you go down this long hallway with all these lights. You get to like the middle of the long hallway, and then and there's a light like every 5 or 10 feet, and all of a sudden you see the lights start turning off one by one, like tick at the bottom, the far away, and then closer and closer and closer, and then you turn behind you, all the lights in the entire thing go out.
Screw that.
And then that beast jumps in there and fights you one-on-one. Because at first you're just like, oh, interesting, all the lights are going out. Oh, what's going to happen next? Because they go little by little by little, and it builds up the suspense.
I think one of the scariest for me now that I think about it was when one of the events we went to, I played Paranormal Activity on VR.
Oh, yeah.
I did not enjoy that. I did not enjoy that. I'm not good with horror games to begin with. In virtual reality, it is a horrible thing to watch. That being said, we will likely be streaming some horror games in virtual reality in the future for that reason. And plus, we're working with a really cool company that has some cool horror games.
Chat, The Flood from Halo, that's a good one.
Ooh, that's a good one. So someone asked if we're doing any global giveaways. This one for the Toshiba we're about to announce the winners was a global giveaway, and next week we will be doing another global giveaway. I can't announce the details of it yet, but next week we'll be starting another worldwide global giveaway for something that's very exciting and with someone that's very near and dear to us. So stay tuned to our social media for next week's global giveaway announcement. But for this last global giveaway announcement, we teamed up with Toshiba to give 6 winners the opportunity to win some Toshiba storage drives. 2 winners are going to get the external SSD, 2 winners are going to get the internal SSD, and 2 winners are going to get the M.2 drives. Those winners are, and it's going to be randomized for these winners, but those winners are at Akani_MT, at Billy Teaches, at Lionergy, at TMOS Jr., at RollColeSun21, and at SilentKills22. Congratulations to each one of those winners. We are going to send them emails after the show. They will have 48 hours to respond, or we need to repick those winners. So just because your name was not announced doesn't mean you have not won. It's 6 winners, so the chances of all of them responding within 48 hours are not good.
So everyone is still alive.
So everyone's still alive.
Technically, you're still alive and you're running.
Are any of the winners in chat? Because that would be pretty cool.
That's a lot of SSD goodness going on right there. A lot of upgrades.
SSD's goodness. So that is the end of the show. Again, we have a lot of cool stuff happening next week. A global giveaway that we're starting next week that we will not go into details yet. A PC giveaway with Play Breach at TwitchCon. On Wednesday, we'll be streaming Soul Calibur 6 on PC. And on Friday, our man Lewis, behind the scenes over there, is going to give a special tutorial on how to stream console games with your Origin PC or with any PC that you own. And as the example, it's going to be Red Dead Redemption 2, the greatest game of all time, which I don't know if you guys follow me on Twitter. If you don't, it's right down here. But I've been doing a countdown for 30 days, 34 days or something, since I've been so hyped about Red Dead.
What day are we
forever.
on?
We're on 6.5.
Boom, he knows like that, off the top of his head.
And I've been doing the countdown on Twitter with images, and this specific one. Lewis, can you pull up this specific image real quick by any chance?
Not only 6, but 6.5.
6.5.
You know, technically at GameStop, you can get it
Friday night at 9 p.m.
Thursday.
Oh,
you
Thursday.
Can get it Thursday at 9 p.m.
This is my 6.5 day countdown
that
I created.
So that being said, it's less than 6.5 days if you go to GameStop, right?
That's right. It's actually like 6 days.
I'll be playing
6
9
hours
p.m. Eastern time, maybe not 9 p.m. And once I pick up the game and drive home, 9:09 p.m. I live close to my GameStop. Then I'll be playing.
I will not be playing until I get back from TwitchCon on Monday.
So he'll be lurking in your streams. He'll be lurking in all of your streams.
And then I'm going to be, I'm not going to watch a single thing. Then I'm going to be here, back in the office on Tuesday.
Hashtag no spoilers.
Back in the office on Tuesday and working till Friday. And then the following Monday, Tuesday, I've already told Eddie, but I'm going to tell you, I've come down with a cold. It's going to hit me on that Monday, Tuesday.
Oh, the Red Dead fever. It's going around.
I will probably not be here for that time.
It's going around.
But that's going to be when I'm really going to go hard on that game. And I am so excited.
The day after TwitchCon?
No. The day after TwitchCon, I'm going to have a lot to catch up on. So I'm going to be here that whole week. But then the following Monday, Tuesday, I'm going to be... I've got the black lung, boss.
A double dose of the Red Dead.
Boss, I've got the black lung.
You can watch streams, though. You can watch the multiplayer streams.
I don't know. I'm not even gonna see a thing. It's gonna be hard to be. I'm a social media manager, and it's gonna be difficult for me not to.
Where's the Red Dead tattoo? You're getting called out. You need a Red Dead tattoo.
I would probably do it if I was gonna do it for any game. It'd be Red Dead. Red Dead's been my favorite game of all time. All Rockstar games are my top favorite games ever.
Well, some people already preloaded last night.
I know. I can't do digital. I need to. I need to have all the physical stuff to collect. You know.
I got to get 2 copies so Isabella and I can play. So we're getting 2 copies of the game, plus we're getting the one of the collector's edition that doesn't come with the game.
I'm going PS4 Pro first, and unless they announce some sort of cross-play compatibility, if they don't do cross-play, I'm probably getting it on the Xbox One X as well.
But you'll be PS4 initially?
To start, yes. And then if they ever announce... Yeah.
Quick draw.
If they ever announce it on PC, I'll be getting it there as well. I'm gonna get it on all platforms. And if they do the Switch version, I'll get it on the Switch. I'm going to get it everywhere.
Hopefully they will on PC. But eventually we'll meet again
I'm
on
so
PC.
excited about Red Dead. I cannot wait. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this episode of Origin PC Live. We had a fantastic episode. Again, thank you to our friends at QC Games. Dallas, it was awesome having you on. You're a industry legend, so it was cool having you
I'm going
here.
home now to sign up for playbreach.com and then play some Soul Calibur 6.
Actually, Play Breach in chat. Can you just send us the keys? Do we have to go through? We'll still sign up, but can you guarantee that we will be in there? Because I really want to play tonight. We love you guys.
You'll be at TwitchCon. You can
I want
get
to play
that.
tonight.
Oh, you want to play
Yeah.
tonight?
Have a fantastic evening, guys. We love you.
GG.
Have a good
fun.
weekend.